In this video, we're going to basically look at an overview of how to navigate and find your way around in the CIS150 course using Blackboard. So essentially, you need to go into Blackboard and find your 150 link, click on it, and most of your courses are going to be set up very similar to this because that's the standard that the school expects of us instructors. You'll have an introductory letter, course description. A lot of this stuff is just plucked right out of the syllabus, but here's an example what 150 is. It basically allows us to take complex problems and break them down into smaller and smaller problems that are easier to solve. And it talks about what you need to do to be successful. Now this is very important. You've got to come to class regularly. If you miss one lecture, you're going to be so far behind you may not be able to catch up. I'm serious. So make sure you come to class. And don't be late, get there on time, because I start those in-class labs right at the start of class. And if you come in 15 minutes late, I'm not backing up. You're just out of luck. All right? Just be aware that I'm serious about this. Make sure you ask questions. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to see you fail or show you how smart I am. I'm here to make sure you get something out of this course and get your money's worth, so that when you go on to the later programming courses, it won't be nearly the task that you normally would be. Prepare ahead of time for exams and the lectures. Make sure you read each chapter before you come to class, otherwise you're going to be completely lost. And watch the instructional videos I supplied, and there's also some videos that come with the book. So, that's that. I've got my instructor information, which gives you my office hours and so forth, and so you can come see me or make an appointment or whatever. Here's a grading overview, and this is the page that always comes up, and this getting started page with all this stuff in it. And this is straight out of the syllabus. It may or may not change depending on what happens from one semester to another, but it will be here for you to look at. Printable course calendar. This tells you basically what we're going to be doing and when we're going to do it. It says here in class tutorial 1, and you go to Blackboard for all that, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then we have our holidays and tests and all that sort of thing. It tells you the final. Everything we're doing is in here, so you shouldn't be any surprises to you about what we're scheduled and when we're going to do it. If you send me an email saying, "Oh, I was out yesterday, what did we do?" Well, don't even worry about sending it to me. You just go here and you'll know what we did. This should be your Bible for this class. Working that in conjunction with your Blackboard, you'll know exactly when everything is due and what we're doing and when we're going to do it. And the syllabus, I will have gone over this the first day, but this is basically everything that has to do with the course. Got my contact information, my boss's contact information, the division director, a bunch of other things in here, but it shows you again, we're going to cover 2 chapters in exam 1, 2 chapters in exam 2, 2 chapters in exam 3, and then the comprehensive final. It talks about all the different ways you can work in this course, and that you should really be in class every day that we have class. Here's again, that's just taken out of the syllabus for that other document. Basically what we did is dissect the syllabus so you'd have an easier time with it. Here are all the things you're going to need, the book and the software. Now I want you to look at this. You're going to need headphones or earbuds in order to listen to audible instructions and the instructor generated videos. Headphones or earbuds must have a long enough cord to allow the student to utilize them in our labs. You're going to have one. Obviously, if you don't have one, you wouldn't be listening to this unless you're at home listening to it on a speaker. So that is definitely a given. You need jump drive, pencils, pens, all that kind of stuff. It talks about all the different policies, which we'll go over. You can look at that at your leisure. This has to do with running a test video to see if you've got everything you need, to run Blackboard, and I'll let you do that. Now, you always come up with the Getting Started page, but I want you to go to, right now, Content, because this is where all the content is going to be. If you've watched the directory on formatting and setting up a USB drive, you already know what required software is about. Instructional videos is where all these are stored. This particular page hasn't been completed yet, but it'll give you a basic description of the objectives, and then you can view the actual video. That's instructor videos. Also have textbook videos. These are really, really short that go along with each chapter. And I also have the PowerPoints associated with that too, and those are going to be under student resources. And there's a little bitty Visual Logic User's Guide. You might want to have that handy, but it's always there in a PDF form, or you can print it out if you got a color printer. It's not required. And here are all your PowerPoints for all 7 chapters, should you desire to watch them. And then we have Assignments. CIS150 assignments. There's a practice upload page that allows you to go in and upload files just to practice how to do it. There's a browse my computer, and you basically find the file you want to upload, whatever it might be. Stick it in there, and of course it attaches it, and then you just basically submit it. And this one's set up so it's not for any points. It's just for practicing your uploads. You can go do that and as many times as you want. No big deal. Then we have deliverable projects. This course is broken down into 3 components. One is your in-class labs, which you'll see here. Those we do together if you're in class. If you're not in class, you can't get credit for them. So, I wouldn't even try that. Now, I put videos up on how to do all these, basically the lecture, so that if you do have to miss class, which happens occasionally, you can go in and see what you've missed, but you're not going to be able to get a grade for it. You do get a grade for just coming to class, And then the deliverable project, which you do on your own with very little input from me, based on what you learn in the in-class lab. Don't try to do deliverable projects until you've done the associated in-class labs, and there are a lot of those. And then extra credit, which you can do if you want to. It's just a little extra project. So if we go to in-class labs, you'll see that there's a lab 1, 2. Some of these have, they refer you to the book. Some of them have, the project posted here. Some of them have PDFs which explain to it, explain to you what we're doing. And there are 10 of those because there's a 3A and a 4A. So there's basically 10 of those. And if you want to do an in-class lab, be ready to do it, and also come to class, because like I said before, if you don't come to class, then you're not going to be able to get a grade for this, although the videos will allow you to get caught up. Let's go back to assignments, and then if you go to deliverable projects, you will see that I think there are probably 6 or 7, 8 of those. There's a 5A and a 6A. I posted information here. Some of these we'll be doing in Visio, which there's a video on how to use Visio. Some of them, the early projects we'll be doing in Word, and you'll just upload a Word document. But most of them, after we get through doing the logical design, either on paper, using pseudocode or flowcharts in Visio, then we will do the physical design. If we do the logical design, do the physical design in Visual Logic. And there's a video on that as well. So let's back up a little bit here. Okay, so we can go back to content. And you're going to need to play around with this just to see, where everything's at. Then we did our assignments. Now here are the exams. There's an objectives list. You should look at this the first day. It tells you what you're expected to know for each chapter. It's basically right out of the book. I've got them all listed here for you. So if you get an evaluation of me and it asks you, did I show you the objectives? Well, I did. They're right here in Blackboard, and I went over it in this video. So you're good to go on that. Okay, exams. Let's go back, and there's exam 1, 2, 3, and the final exam. These may or may not be available to you until the day of the exam, but if you want to know when that is, where do you go? You go to the printable course schedule. It shows you when all the exams are, what time, and all that, even the final exam. Okay, so I think there's one more little thing, and that's writing assignments. According to the Dean of Academics, every class, unless it's an English or Lit class, you're already doing a bunch of writing in there, you must have a minimum of 3 writing assignments. This class is no exception. You click on here, and these are mandatory. You get 10 points apiece from them and each, and they're all calculated into your final score, scoring points. Here they are. You do them in Word, you upload them, and I grade them. Now, you'll need to look at this. Don't try to type them into the assignment as a description. That's not going to work. It says, grading rubric. You wrote and uploaded a document in MS Word. All right. Your work is 2 paragraphs in length. You indented the first 2 paragraphs of each sentence. You use spell check to correct any grammatical errors. Well, if you don't upload a Word document, then you couldn't have used spell check to fix grammatical errors. Well, that's half the score right there you're not going to get. So read the assignments. Okay. That's very important. And this tells you what the subject is and all that. There are 3 of them. And that, if I'm not mistaken, is everything you need to know about CIS150 and how to use Blackboard to navigate the page.